that while you are writing your application, Copilot suggests the next line of code. An autocomplete of the code so that while you are writing your application, an autocomplete of the code, an autocomplete of the code so that you are writing your application, an autocomplete of the code so that while that I use the most, but sometimes I also use other tools like ChatGPT or Crowd. When I want to have multiple core stuff files written at the same time. When I want to have multiple core stuff files written at the same time, I also use them when I need to do when I want to have multiple core stuff files written at the same time. I also use them when I need to do non-development related work or when I need to do more open-ended tech brainstorming. In general, I confirm what many other people are saying. AI is able to speed up my work by a lot, and I think that every developer should use it. That's why I was incredibly surprised when I was at the XRCC Hackathon as a mentor, and I saw various developers not using Copilot. When I tried to use their Visual Studio to help them with coding, it seems to me to have returned to the ancient past when people were using Notepad to write code. According to many LinkedIn experts, everyone can now write code without the need for developers. You just follow your vibes. And ask the AI to make the code for you. Then you try it. flag the bugs to the AI, it gives you new code. Rinse and repeat. You have a working program, but is it true? Well, sort of. This pipe coding set is just an evolution of what was happening before. When creative people with some lightweight developer knowledge went to learn copy pasting code from the web, mixing it with existing libraries, giving a few hammer hits to fix the errors, and obtained something that sort of work with AI. This process becomes much better and faster, but more or less it is the same thing. You can for sure obtain something that works. The problem is that there is a huge difference between something that works and something production ready. I still remember when someone on LinkedIn posted how she had been able to make a working back end with Cursor without needing any help from a developer. She posted a video about it, and the most bullet comment was by a guy saying that he had a lot of experience writing backend code, and that flagged that in the code written by AI, there was a fuzzy backdoor for potential hackers. Let's say it worked with her, but also for the hackers wanting to exploit her product. Maybe we should see that on win-win after all. Maybe AI could have fixed the backdoor, but the problem is the first place was that without the field knowledge, she had no idea that there was a backdoor there, so she couldn't even ask the AI to fix it. From my experience, also AI at the time of writing doesn't always return optimized code. Doesn't always return optimized code or readable code. When writing C# code for Unity, sometimes it returns me some weird ring-q concatenated stuff that's many lines long, which I have no idea if it works, and I even have no idea what it means, and considering that some C# purists consider ring-q as the evil, I have to wash my PC with the water of the tears of Rina Stobbles to purify it again. After seeing that blasphemy, when I asked it to refactor some unit tests to change them because the original code changed. Sometimes I obtain such a mess that it's faster if I fix the code myself. In fact, in a book I'm reading just now, I've read that currently AI is better at reading code than refactoring it. In a book I'm reading just now, I've read that currently. Misunderstand me. Sometimes it writes great code, and sometimes it even makes me discover some things I did not know. But the crucial thing is that as a code professional, I know how to understand what code is good and what is not. If you are from another field and just follow the vibes, you have no clue what you are adding to your application. So as much as I hate the term vibe coding, I still think it is a valuable thing. I still think it is a valuable thing. It can be used by non-tech people to make pseudo-functional prototypes to show their ideas to investors. It can be used by tech people to have some portion of code written in a language they don't know well. I use it to write shaders for my prototypes. It can be used by tech people to run a language they don't know well first, because AI can also explain how it has written the code. It can be used to make a portion of an application to another language. So I'm not against it as long as it is clear to people that today is not something to safely use right for writing production code. Tomorrow it will become better, and maybe one day some mix of AI agent will be able to write production ready code, but that day has still come. That days are still come, but that day has still come. Are still come. AI are the junior level, the human us are I worked both as a developer and some people may think it is a similar job, but actually it is very different. In the first case, you write the code. In the second case, you coordinate the people who write the code, giving them tasks and checking their work. With AI, I think all developers should reinvent themselves and become some sort of hybrid figure with the lead developer. When I ask the AI Copilot to write some code portion for me, what I do is write the prompt, which is the equivalent for assigning the task to a developer, wait for the answer, check the resulting code, which is the equivalent of checking the pull request of a developer, fix the code myself in case of small tweaks, or ask it to rewrite it following some suggestions in case of big mistakes, which is the equivalent of leaving my comments on the pull request and asking a developer to improve the code following them. As you can see, there is a lot of parallelism. Using AI as a bit like being a lead developer and having a junior dev always available to take some work. A junior dev who can assign all the most boring tasks like writing unit tests or writing comments, or because it doesn't complain. Since the Copilot can take the most boring and dull task. Pilot can take the most boring and dull task. I feel more relieved during my work because I can focus on the part that I love the most. And as it happens with real developers working with me, it offloads some work from me. It offloads some work from me, but I also lose some ownership of the code. For instance, it doesn't write code in my same style. It doesn't write code in my same style, so the code feels less mine. But I still approve it as long as it works well. I think it's important to underline that I always review the AI output so that I verify that it is functional and it complies with my coding guidelines. I found that Writing unit tests in the AI era is even more important because sometimes the code that Copilot writes seems to make sense and passes the human review, but it actually has some small bug that prevents it from working as intended. My advice for you all is never skip the review and the testing phase of the code written by AI. It should be standard practice in general, but with vibe coding, it is even more important. I don't think you will see this meme on LinkedIn. Since I use AI more, I have become a sort of hybrid figure. Because sometimes I write code and other times I manage my Copilot minion and ask it to write the code for me. I guess in the future we won't have one Copilot, but I manage my Copilot minion and ask it to write the code for me. I guess in the future we won't have one Copilot, but various Copilot agents that can even work at the same time. So the more we go on, the more we developers will become managers of AI developers that will make the hard work for us. In the meantime, we can focus on the most important part of development, which is designing a proper architecture for the application and ensuring that everything works expected following high quality standards. At the times I manage my Copilot minion and ask it to write the code for me. I guess in the future we won't have one Copilot, but various Copilot agents that can even work at the same time. So the more we go on, the more we developers will become managers of AI developers. That will make the hard work for us. That will make the hard work. We can focus on the most important part of the development. Everything works as expected for high quality standards. You may ask me why I still with code and don't just do the minion. Well, there are a few reasons for that. First of all, I like it. I mean, I choose to become a developer because I like creating things with code. Developing as a form of art by itself. Reviewing code is usually super boring, so if I spend time just reviewing pilot code, I guess I would become art sidebars just fine. Sometimes it's easier to just write. What it should do, what I should do, or when you have to something less common in your application, like using the latest features of Oculus SDK to find how many potatoes are on the table. So better write the code yourself. I still want to know how to code. I still want to know how to code. I still want to know. How to code. It is suggested that CT or stack. Questions with straight answered. Questions to ChatGPT or compiler crowd or whatever you want are very efficient. They just tell you the right answer and why that is the right answer. For instance, if you ask if you should write meaningful names for variables, the answer is of course yes, and AI can reliably explain to you why. But for questions with nonsense answer, nuanced answer where there is an open debate. I've always found a pretty difference between AI search and Stack Overflow search. Stack Overflow, you can read debates between super talented developers explaining why one option is better than the other. And from these debates between these geniuses, you can truly learn all the trade-offs of using one solution or the other. Are delving into Stack Overflow forum. Delving into Stack Overflow forums, I learned a lot about good coding practices, especially for what concerns C++, which requires, or at least required, much more technical skills than a language like C#. I don't think I would have run the same with the short summaries returned by GPTs. I have to say, anyway, that LLMs have gotten better in this sense. Gemini AI provides you with not only a summary but also the links to the references so that you can go further. This way, you can have the best of both worlds. When I had a problem with Unity multiplayer play mode not working with SteamVR, Gemini AI said that it was the problem other people were having, but there was no solution. Navigating the proposed links and reading carefully what people were saying, I was able to understand the program, fix it, and publish a fix for all the community to enjoy. I couldn't do that using only a summary, but thanks to the provided links, I could analyze the program in detail and fix it. By the way, now if you look for the same program, Gemini AI has some links to my blog and its answer. Well, there's this up here. Where's this up here? This up here. So, what is the future for us developers? The reality is, no one knows. This is something I will reiterate.
Reiterate.
Say something again another time. It's difficult to reiterate multiple times in this list of articles. AI is such an impactful technology that no one knows what its impact will be in the next 10, 20, or 50 years. It's the same with the internet. When the internet was invented, no one predicted that one day, thanks to it, some people would live by just selling their buzzword and picture of feed. That's our blast from the first but topic to place by she wants to protect So I don't know what the long-term future is for developers. I know that the present and the short-term future will be about an includes and the time spent managing the agents writing code and a decrease in time spent writing the actual code. I know that the present and short-term future will be about an increase in the time spent managing the agents writing code and a decrease in time spent writing the actual code. Devs will have to gain some management skills if they want to be efficient in this new era. They had better learn more about how to design architectures because since the millions writing the code will be same for everyone, the difference between the various applications will be on the infrastructure side and the architecture side. Some people argue that the future is about having only one senior dev managing that work of 10 AI agents, but substitute the current junior devs. I think this is a possibility, but as my previous lead devs, Dennis made me notice, how can we create new senior devs if junior devs are substituted by AI? To become a senior dev myself, I had to start as a junior dev and do our sit road of errors. If AI had done all the work for me, I could never have become a senior. I honestly don't have an answer for this. A possibility is that the senior dev of tomorrow is not the senior dev of today. It is more someone who is an expert in architecture and in code reviews and not much in actual writing code him herself. So the junior dev may review the AI code and the senior dev tutoring. We should also remember that unless we reach AGI, we'll just regurgitate previous known code. This means that if there are no people writing code, we could have no new optimization algorithms, new coding strategies, or prompting patterns that the AI themselves could use. So I guess someone should still work on the coding side, but again, it is more specialized work than writing ordinary code. In my opinion, the job of the DAO code writer is designed to die. that companies will become 30%. There is, and will still be work to do for domain experts. There is, and will still be work to do for domain experts. Tech objects, generative, specialized, optimized, quality purpose, they will never be replaced. There is, and will still be work to do for domain experts. Tech architects, generative, specialized, optimized, quality purpose. People that know what they are doing. People that know what they are doing and that have learned enough grammars that they can be replaced by machine. That know what they are doing and that have learned enough grammars that they can be replaced by a machine. Yet these people are going to work at a high level, and here's AI in their work. AI will make the low level work for them. Do not forget that until we arrive at the Terminator stage. Do not forget that until we arrive at the Terminator stage. People will still work with people through having some humans that can work with other humans will still be good thing at the personal level. If I had to spend my whole day just chatting with my boss AI agent and dealing with the AI dev agent, I guess I would just kill myself and be substituted by other by senior devs the day after. The human factor will still be relevant. Humans want to work with humans, and I think it's much better to have a human with dev dealing with the senior dev that have some creepy AI work. I have no idea what will happen next, though. That is when and if AI will also be very good at being the senior dev or the dev architect. When with just a prompt, you can obtain a working application. I guess we have to wait and see. The right attitude to have now is to be open to change and to adapt first to every new situation. For now, this means adopting some sort of AI in our working pipeline. For the future, let's be prepared and try to ride whatever tide will come against us. And this worst case scenario, I'll just resort to selling bathwater and feed picture too. The good news is that neither AI nor robots can create human password. The good news is that neither AI nor robotics can create human password, so I should be safe. But there's support me and delay on improvement as long as you can. final thing to say. I have one final thing to say about something that grinds my gears. Gears reading some social post, it seems that the moment everyone is waiting for is when we all developers lose our jobs. I understand people praising their Hi there. I wake up 3 a.m. Now 7 a.m. Super early bird. And I read this, finish to read this and fun. This guy is our VR man. Oh, it's naturally wake up by sunshine. Okay. Today, let's fix my OVRLE locomotion effect performance, improve performance, or continue to make VR fitness application. Or notify Steam VR. Notify Steam VR first. For everyone in the room after the event. Someone even jokingly asked me if I could offer this as a paid service. It turns out that there are more people willing to pay me for screaming than to develop VR application. I'm not pleased with this. あいついるやん。トーマスじゃねえか。ペロポン、いいね。他にちょっと知ってる人いないか。もう多くないんだ。見たことある人。VR のこれのトップだの人。CEO か。ああ、システムだね。こういうプロダクトがあるって話ね。結構ゴーストホールっていうのもあるのか。Here to help you.
The kicker, hey, don't them back to back. Aiden told about the idea. I also had the opportunity to speaking with Bambushner about this experience. So pretty cool meeting him after so many years in Excel as well. And let's say still work in progress, new ideas. So I guess need some refinements, but very interesting concept. And I wish it the best of luck because it's very promising. So that's it for today. This is also my
to grow a forest. Raise an animal race. 対して、duplicated sales message are posted on my Discord. So same number, same high watermark ID is used on this program.
OVRLE functions.
No overrode function. You mean overrode of program syntax like this? Same name and a different parameter. Now look this. Get global high watermark and get date high watermark ID. Yeah, there are two watermarks, yes. But this code is generated by crowd. I don't write this. I didn't write this. Yes. This is 4K display and streaming is 2K. So the text is small to multiplier 2 times smaller. Close your display to read small text as you can. で、AWS を見ます。I check AWS and 入ります。AWS console is secret, so show his blog instead of my AWS control panel. ルートユーザーでいいか。で、DynamoDB。で、ハイウォーターマークが、これか。で、エクスプローラーアイテムズ。いっぱいあるな。グローバルハイウォーターマークとハイウォーターマークがある。はい、ウォーターマークはもう消していいよね。シンプルハイウォーターマークはもう消していいはず。消します。remove this item and デフォルトってなんだ。Yeah, as he wrote in blog, the human's work is to shift to code review, AI writing. デフォルトも必要ないので消します。Remove default to OK。 あとデートなんちゃらが来るので、ただ間違ってはない気がするんだよね。7月3日が来てるんだよね。Yeah, I think this text is small too. Reload close up.グローバルハイウォーターマークがセールスハイウォーターマークテーブルに対してグローバルハイウォーターマーク呼び込む。アイテムがなければ0。 Get date high watermark ID。まあ、デートでストリングで受け取って、デートアンダーバーデートの値を取ります。AWS はデートアンダーバーデートになってるね。なければ0になります。セーブグローバルハイウォーターマーク。クライアント send フットコマンドで、ウォーターマークに対してグローバルハイウォーターマークの書き込みを行います。で、書いているのがこれ、ハイウォーターマーク。もらってくる。で、ラストアップデートを書き換えます。これか。10日に書き換わってるけど、バリュー、ID、グローバルハイウォーターマーク、デート、ハイウォーターマーク ID、ラストアップデーテッドバリュー。ここに入れるのは必要ないな。でもラストアップデーテッドがこの日なのおかしいな。グローバルハイウォーターマークセーブという。AWS ラムダの実行ログは見れないのかな。I want to see AWS Lambda execution log. Saves the data specific high watermark ID to DynamoDB. Save the data specific high watermark ID to DynamoDB. デートとハイウォーターマーク ID 渡します。データアンダーバーデート、ハイウォーターマーク ID 渡して、デートにデート。2つもいるかって言われるといらない気がするけどね。で、アントラーで、これが1時間に1回読み込まれます。グローバルハイウォーターマーク ID を取ります。Saved high watermark ID equal await get global high watermark ID Steam API key call 家に入ってる Steam API でワーターマーク ID を渡し て新しい日付のデータを取ってきます。その結果が getChange data response に入ります。レスポンスが OK だったら次へ。で、それを JSON に変えたものを change.date、change.dates データに入れます。get the first available date。これのレスポンスのデータがなければ、から配列。あれば、その配列。で、からであれば、納入セールスで新しい売上の日はありません。で、もしあれば、なければそれで終わりと。で、もしあれば次行きます。ニューハイウォーターマークがチェンジドデータのレスポンスのリザルトハイウォーターマーク。これおかしいね。配列の一行目になってるな。新しい日付でしょ、帰ってくるの。これ終わらせて寝たい。チェンジとデータには何が入る？日付が入るはず。パートナー API。これを渡して、帰ってくるのがキーとハイウォーターマークとインクルードビューグランツが返ってきます。じゃあ、これが引数で、こっちだ。デーツとリザルトハイウォーターマークが返ってきます。で、デーツ渡します。デーツが空じゃなければ、リザルトハイウォーターマークをニューハイウォーターマークにして、これをグローバルに書き込まなきゃいけないね。一番最後にハイウォーターマークがあればそれを保存すると。で、ここに来たってことはリザルトハイウォーターマークが必ず設定されてるからこれをやる必要もないんだよ。ここでいい。ハイウォーターマークが書かれてグローバルに保存されますと。そこは別にどうでもよくて。Also 3B。all messages がからです。デーツの一番最後の5日分をゲットします。で、デートに入れながら、古いやつは入ってくるこれ。入ってこないか。入ってこないなら大丈夫。入ってこないはず。そうすると1日ごとのデータが入ってきて、その日付のゲットデータハイウォーターマークが入ります。なければ0が返ってきます。出る。 で、それで問い合わせます。get detailed dates で、キーとデートとハイウォーターマーク ID で、ハイウォーターマークはパーデイバリューで、0 for each data being queried informs the number of new record to query info。ここが0で最初入ってきて、それ以降は前回読んだやつが入ってくると。で、セールスディティールを取ってきて、その中の MAXID がlatest largest ID returned from this result set when equal to high watermark ID. This denotes that no further records are available for the return value でね。で、セットにこれを取ってきて、ニューハイウォーターマーク ID がマックス ID に入ります。もしこれが存在していれば、ニューハイウォーターマーク ID とデートで書き換えで、これがデートにハイウォーターマーク ID を入れてくれる。ゲットで取るときってどうしてる？デートで取っていて、デートで取るときはキーで取ってると。ってことは、デートはいらないのか。まあいいや。で、リザルトがあれば、それを回していって、なんかやると。ゲット、カントリーフラグ。これどうでもいいな。It seems correct. Okay. No problem. I don't know why all the notification is notified 2 times. But currently I see it seems no problem. Yes. But I don't find where is the program, but all the date sales data notified yesterday. I don't know why, but currently it seems good and no wrong code. I will see more time to watch this Discord notification. If one more time the wrong notify is sent, I deeply review Discord one more. But currently it's good for now. And yesterday I wrote some English article about SteamVR on Dev.2. Yesterday I write this and also Japanese version. Super sleepy. I get sleep one more. And this is Japanese version, my article I wrote yesterday. Anyway, I push this. Delete redundant if statement. Push then automatically deploy on the server. Okay, I take sleep one more. Thank you for watching. I'll be back today. But so sleepy.